Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about polynomials. So we're going to talk about adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. What you're going to see about this lesson is that this lesson is very similar to what we talked about so far, in that when we're adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials, we are going to be distributing and combining like terms, something we've been talking about for the last couple days. So our first example is adding polynomials. So we have 5x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3x plus 3x cubed minus 12x squared minus 10. So polynomial just means many terms. So our two polynomials are these two expressions that you see in parentheses, the 5x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3, and the 3x cubed minus 12x squared minus 10. And they're called polynomials because we are adding or subtracting multiple terms to each other. Now, when you see these, I don't want you to get thrown off by the parentheses. Okay? Remember, in front of each set of parentheses, if there's not a number, right, all there is just this imaginary 1. So when we're adding polynomials, we need to distribute the 1, which is the same as us just dropping the parentheses. So we can rewrite this expression as 5x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3 plus 3x cubed minus 12x squared minus 10. Okay? That's the nicest part about adding, is that you just need to drop the parentheses and then perform exactly what the operation is. So remember, when we're adding like terms, okay, that means we have the same variable raised to the same power. So our first set of like terms is the 5x cubed and the 3x cubed. We add our coefficients. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then our variable and the exponent stay exactly the same because we're doing addition. We have 8x cubed, and then notice the 6x squared and the negative 12x squared give us a negative 6x squared, because 6 minus 12 is negative 6. Our x squared stays the same. Then we have 3 minus 10, which is going to give us a negative 7. So your final answer is 8x cubed minus 6x squared minus 7. Similarly, we're going to do the same thing with subtraction, except now we're subtracting that second polynomial, so we have to make sure we distribute this negative 1 that is out in front to each of these three terms. Okay, we need to make sure we distribute that negative 1. So for the first quantity, remember there's just a positive 1, so we can just rewrite this as 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus 5. But then we need to distribute the negative 1 when we're subtracting that whole polynomial. So we get minus 3x cubed minus x squared minus 4x. And now we combine like terms. So we start with our x cubed. 2x cubed minus 3x cubed is negative x cubed. 4x squared minus x squared is a positive 3x squared. Notice that variable and exponent are staying the same. We have 1 negative 4x and 1 positive 5. So your final answer is negative x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. Let's do another example. Okay, so we have 6x cubed plus 11x minus 21 minus 5x cubed plus x minus 7x squared plus 5. So that first thing we need to do is rewrite by distributing the negative 1 and then really the positive 1 that's out in front of this first expression. So we have 6x cubed plus 11x minus 21. It's positive, nothing changes about that first one. But in our second, we do need to distribute that negative. So we have negative 5x cubed minus x. Notice here we have a negative 1 times a negative 7. So we have to have a positive 7x squared and then minus 5. Combine like terms. 6x cubed minus 5x cubed is an x cubed. We have one term, okay, with an x squared, so plus 7x squared. 11x minus x is a positive 10x. Minus 21 minus 5 is a negative 26. So that's, we have to distribute that -1, and then we combine like terms just as we have done so far. Now, if you're giving a multiplication problem, the first thing you need to do is multiply. So here we have a monomial times a polynomial, or in fact, it's a trinomial because it's made up of 3 terms. And just as we've done so far, we're going to distribute that 2x to the 3x squared, to the 2x, and to the -1. So remember, when we're multiplying, I want you to multiply constant by variable. So 2 times 3 is going to be 6. X times x squared is x cubed. Okay, remember that guy is x cubed because x squared is really x times x. So here we're multiplying x times x squared, or x times x, which is going to give us 3x's, or x cubed. 2x times 2x is that positive 4x squared. Right? 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. And then 2 times -1 is a -2x. Okay? We have no like terms we need to combine, so your final answer is 6x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x. Now, here's probably the most difficult you're going to see if you're multiplying two polynomials. So what we are going to do is we are going to apply the distributive property twice. Okay, first with the x term in the first sum, and then the constant term in the second sum. So what that means is we are going to take our x, we're going to distribute it to the x and the 8's. Okay, so that's applying the distributive property first. X times x gives us x squared. X times 8 gives us 8x. Okay, and then we're going to distribute the 5 to the x plus 8, okay, which just gives us 5x, or the 5 to the x, and the 5 to the 8, which gives us a positive 40. Remember, this was an 8x here. We have an 8x and a 5x combined like terms. We've got x squared plus 13x plus 10. Okay. So that's your first example. Now, your second example, x minus 6 times x minus 2. So you can think about it in a little bit of a different way. I want you to think about it whatever easier. We're going to distribute the x and the -6 to the x minus 2. So essentially you're applying the distributive property twice to this entire term. We're going to distribute the x to the x minus 2 and the -6 to the x minus 2. And what that is going to look like is we have x times x minus 2 minus 6 times x minus 2. And now we just need to distribute twice. X squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 12. Combine like terms, x squared minus 8x, okay, plus 12. Okay. Both options are equivalent to each other, okay, but I want you to use whichever you're most comfortable with. Okay, that second option really shows us how we're applying the distributive property based on how we know it. So we're going to try that again. Okay, we're going to be distributing each piece of our sum, okay, to our second polynomial, okay, which means we're going to distribute the 2x to both terms and the 1 to both terms. So that's going to give us 2x times 7x minus 5 and 1 times 7x minus 5. We distribute a second time. 2 times 7 gives us 14. X times x is x squared. 2x minus 5 is -10x. Now we distribute the 1 plus 7x minus 5. Combine like terms, we have 14x squared minus 3x. -10x plus 7x is -3x minus 5. And that is your final answer. Okay. If you have any questions, make sure you ask in class. I will see you then.